You know, maybe I'm drunk, but I'll tell you right now, with inebriation, intoxication aside, that pizza is the best. It's the best. It's a comfort food. It's a staple for some people, but it's also a life lesson for trying new things. Italian pizza, normal, straight from the boot pizza. It's good. It's delicious. But they're not brave with it. They're traditional. They don't even have cheese on traditional Italian pizza. It's treated like a pie, really. But in America, we're brave, whether it kills people or not. Let's equate pizza with life. Say you're bored with your life, or even worse than being bored, say you yourself are boring, and you decide, I'm going to be interesting, or I'm going to find something interested in. And you go skydiving. And you fall and you get the adrenaline. You pull your chute. You survive. A few bruises, tumbling. But that's it. But you live. And you're exciting. You go to a bar, which I have been to tonight. I'm intoxicated. But you go there and you tell someone, girl, you think you're attractive, or a guy. You go to a person and say, I fell off a plane today. And I made it. And I was scared for my life, but I made it. That person will think you're interesting. But more importantly, you're interested in your own life. Skydiving, changing something in your life, you can equate that to pizza. You go to Domino's, you know what you're going to get. Yeah, sure, they're better than they used to be. But they're good. They're safe. But you go to a local pizza place, a place that's not a franchise. Where I live, it's a place called Sharky's. This place is the equivalent of skydiving. Not dangerous, mind you, but when it comes to taste, they have some weird stuff. I'll throw one at you right now. The French fry pizza. This is about as basic as it sounds. They make a pizza, but first they fry up some potatoes. French fries, good French fries. Normally you would have it with some ketchup, fry sauce, ranch, barbecue sauce. You dip them and that's good food. Good drunk food, by the way. But no. What they decide to do is make a whole fucking pizza, put some French fries on it, bake that motherfucker, and they call that a meal. And it is delicious. It is weird. But you bite into a French fry pizza here at the local Sharky's, and it's good. It's good. And then there's the macaroni and cheese pizza. Now, say in your life you're married. Guy or girl, doesn't matter. You work your ass off all day. You go home and you hear about their problems day in, day out. You love that person. And you hear about the problems all day. And you wish they would come up with something new. Maybe get kidnapped. Something to spice up life. But it doesn't happen. You can't change that person, but you can change how you live. Maybe you do something interesting. Maybe you pick up golf. Or maybe you become a volunteer firefighter. Whenever you're not working your crappy job that barely pays a mortgage, you decide, screw it. I'm going to save friggin' lives instead of watching another episode of Grey's Anatomy. Now, pizza is the same. You know you've had a Philly cheesesteak sandwich. If you haven't had a Philly cheesesteak sandwich, then you're a boring person and I don't want to know you. You need to change the way you live. But you have a Philly cheesesteak pizza. Oh. Now that is a beautiful thing. When properly done, a Philly cheesesteak pizza brings everything you ever loved in life, puts it in the oven, bakes it, throws it in a box you take home. That's amazing. It's fantastic. Now let's talk about this. My local pizza joint, Sharky's, they have this thing called the Octopus's Garden. It's a Beatles song and a pizza. You can't go wrong. And it's changed my life. Instead of normal marinara or ranch, which everyone else calls a white sauce, some other generic pizza places would do, they throw in olive oil, tomatoes, marinated artichoke hearts, red onions, garlic, and Swiss cheese. They replace the normal cheddar mozzarella brand with Swiss. That's amazing. They have a pizza called a schooner, which, if you don't know what a schooner is, this type of ship, and it's got some weird things too. Pesto, and that's instead of marinara or white sauce, which is normally not Alfredo but ranch dressing. Sun-dried tomatoes, red onions, marinated artichoke hearts. Well, okay, Sharky's does love the artichoke hearts, but that's kind of weird to have on a pizza if you only had Pizza Hut or Domino's. I mean, but that's life. You have to try something new, something different. And if you live in a place that has a really good pizza place, whether you're high or drunk, which I don't recommend, drugs are bad. And if you live in Colorado or Washington, like I live in Washington, sure, smoke some weed, get your appetite, call up your local pizza place, locally owned, because they're going to have some weird pizza for you, only they'll make for you. You can get artichokes. This pizza place will put pine nuts on a pizza. If you've never had pine nuts before, oh, forget about it. On a pizza, it's actually really good. So I recommend going out. Be bold. Be daring. Go skydiving. Go volunteer. Be a firefighter. And that's fun. I don't know. Go fish for sharks. Go decide to punch a bull in its face, which I have done before, and it is not fun because they run a lot faster than you. And it is scary, especially if you have to slide underneath an electric fence. If you get hit by an electric fence, it feels like a bag of hammers of hitting you in the spine or wherever you touch it. And less damage than getting hit by a bull, but it's just the same amount as fun. Just less hospital bills if you get hit by an electric fence than a bull. So instead of doing that, instead of slapping the ass of a bull, go to your local pizza place and get something weird. And I don't mean like weird, like Vaseline between the toes. Like, it feels weird. I don't know if it's good, but I think I'm going to be like weirded out by it. I don't think I'm ever going to talk about people that, I mean weird, like things that you wouldn't try. Be brave with your life. And if you're going to skydive, if you're going to volunteer as a firefighter, if you're going to join up and join the army, or are you just going to do something as simple as vote Democrat instead of Republican? Started off with a weird pizza place. I dare you to get fried potatoes and barbecue sauce on a pizza. Then, after that, if you can't appreciate life, there's no hope for you. So, before I sober up, or even worse, before I go hungry, I'm going to tell you guys this. You need country gravy, chicken, potatoes, corn, and green onions. Oh my god, that sounds gross, but I bet it's good. This menu right here is freaking gospel when it comes to food. Try it out. Pizza. It is the perfect metaphor for life, and if you have arguments for it, why it's not, leave it in the comments. Like this video, share it with your friends, and don't do drugs unless you live in Washington or Colorado.